Well, good afternoon. Today, the subcommittee will hold an open hearing in which all members of the House have been invited to testify on their priorities for the fiscal year 2024 Defense Appropriation Bill. As you're aware, the subcommittee receives thousands of member requests per year. Obviously, we don't have thousands of people here, so that's good. Ranking Member McCollum and I take requests from both sides of the aisle very seriously. Don't have to remind anyone that China and Russia are growing bolder by the day. It's vital that America be the leading force against Chinese provocation in the Pacific and the Russian aggression against Ukraine. I look forward to finding ways we can all work together to create efficiencies within the department, invest in capabilities our service members need, provide them with the quality of life they deserve. Without objection, all testimony submitted to members will be entered into the record, so ordered. I now recognize the distinguished ranking member, Ms. McCollum, for her opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I look forward to learning about the priorities of the members testifying before us today. Sometimes it's local priorities, and sometimes it's national priorities, which help our servicemen and women do their jobs effectively, efficiently, and welcome them when they come home. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And first, thank you, and I will now begin with the member's testimony. Each member will be given 5 minutes to the remarks. When the light turns yellow, you have 1 minute remaining. The gentleman from Massachusetts is recognized. I suspect you know the gentleman here that's
I do.
Dias quite well.
I thought I was in the wrong committee for a minute, yeah.
It's a small world. You're recognized. 5 minutes.
Well, thank you, Chairman Calvert and Ranking Member McCollum, and my Chairman Tom Cole and Judge Carter. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to talk to you about one of my priorities for the FY 2024 Defense Appropriations Bill. I respectfully ask that the committee provide $16 million for the Wounded Warrior Service Dog Program. Since FY 2015, this committee has led the way in creating and funding this program that provides grants to qualified nonprofits to offset the costs of training service dogs for our veterans. This modest increase will allow the program to deal with inflationary costs and other increased expenses and expand to new qualified grant applicants. Already we have seen so many incredible success stories in which these dogs have helped veterans suffering from post-traumatic stress or physical limitations to reintegrate into the social framework of their families and communities, and often reduce their reliance on prescription drugs. Over the past few years, I've had the opportunity to spend time at the National Education for Assistance Dog Services, or NEADS, located in Princeton, Massachusetts. Like similar nonprofits, NEADS customizes each dog's training to serve its future owner. Dogs can be trained to retrieve medicine from a refrigerator, turn the lights on, and scan an empty house before the owner enters. Guard an owner's back in a public setting, and even wake up an owner from a nightmare. So thanks to your support, the Wounded Warrior Service Dog Program has allowed these nonprofits to help hundreds of additional veterans and service members. Yet we continue to see increased demand and delays. So rather than relegating those in need to a waiting list, let's continue supporting these highly technical nonprofits so they can continue to do what they do best, help our veterans. And so, Mr. Chairman, thank you. I'm happy to hear any comments or take any questions that you might have.
I thank the gentleman for his testimony. Yes, I've seen this work with many of the veterans that live in my congressional district. As a matter of fact, there's a trainer in my congressional that does that for these warriors, and it's been a wonderful program. So we'll certainly give it serious consideration. Thank you. Any comments?
Thank you. These are hardworking dogs, and they're hard at work keeping our service members welcomed back into the community. So I appreciate you bringing this forward, and I'll make sure that Senator Franken knows that something he started working on when he was here is alive and well and in good hands with you, Mr. McGovern.
Thank you.
Any other comments? Yeah, Mr. Cole.
Since I know we don't have our 302Bs yet, but I know you're going to be taking money from my committee to spend here, I would like some of the money you take from me to be spent on my good friend Mr. McGovern's program.
He's a very generous. Very generous.
Yeah, I don't know. As I said, he's the best chairman in the world. So.
Well, we don't spend on F-35s. We'll just spend it over here. Okay. If there's no further comment, I'll now ask the gentle lady from the back.
Thank you, Chair Calvert and Ranking Member McCollum. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to share with this committee Southern Nevada's priorities for defense and ensuring our nation's security. I'm excited to highlight the unique role that Nevada plays in our national defense as we make critical funding decisions for 2024. As you know, Southern Nevada is home to key defense installations and equities without which our nation would be less safe and the world a more dangerous place. These installations include Nellis Air Force Base, home of the U.S. Air Force Warfare Center, the Weapons School, the 2.9 million acre Nevada Test and Training Range, and numerous subordinate wings, groups, and squadrons. Nellis is on track to become the 5th generation center of excellence. It holds the future of joint aerial combat. Taking full advantage of the Nevada testing and training ranges, the base hosts regular red flag exercises which provide the U.S. and allied air crews experience with diverse aircraft in a unique, safe training environment. Southern Nevada is also home to Creech Air Force Base, which hosts 8,000 Air Force personnel and conducts an essential mission for our nation's security. Creech hosts the Hunters of the 432nd Air Expeditionary Wing, responsible for the global remotely piloted aircraft enterprise, and also executing combat operations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. As Creech's mission continues to expand, I look forward to working with the committee to ensure that the needs of its mission and personnel are fully met. The Nevada Army and Air National Guard also stands out with their C-130s and their impressive capabilities across tactical airlift, medevac, transportation, and engineering. A particularly important contribution of Nevada Guard's modular airborne firefighting mission, and I appreciate the committee's attention to the need to replace their legacy fleet of C-130Hs with modern C-130Js. Another major contribution of the Nevada Guard is their role in the State Partnership Program. In partnership with Samoa, the Kingdom of Tonga, and the Republic of Fiji, Nevada Guardsmen are doing critical work in building security, cooperation, and productive relationships across the Pacific. This element of the National Guard's mission will only increase in importance as the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command continues to navigate a difficult security landscape. While the committee should keep Nevada's equipment and training needs top of mind, we also must make sure we are supporting the personnel behind these critical missions. Affordable housing, access to child care and Medicare, these need to be regarded as top priorities this fiscal year. This is a question of U.S. military readiness. For example, junior enlisted airmen living in Nellis but working at Creech drive 50 miles to get to one way to get to work. That's $400 a month in gas, eating up almost 30% of their basic pay. I encourage this committee to look into solutions here like hardship pay or a gas stipend to support airmen struggling with the elevated cost of living. And childcare has been another major stressor for military families in Southern Nevada. Our Air Force parents work irregular hours, long commutes away from the city, and they lack affordable, flexible childcare. The wait lists at our Child Development Center are simply out of control, with an average wait time of 130 days. This is Air Force-wide. The committee must prioritize continued progress in supporting families like those at Creech and Nellis by improving fee assistance programs and increasing flexibilities for at-home childcare options. Again, I'm proud of Nevada's role in defending our nation and contributing to our global security. Still, in fiscal year 2024, there is much work to be done to make sure that our Silver State service members are provided and set up to succeed. I appreciate the subcommittee's attention to the critical missions at Nellis, Creech, and by the National Guard, and I look forward to a productive appropriations process. Thank you for giving me this time, and I yield.
thank the lady for her testimony. I've been to Nellis and Creech and the various ranges and facilities in Nevada, and they're irreplaceable. And the men and women who serve there are certainly very valuable to us. We want to make sure they have the best quality of life that we can afford and the best equipment, of course, and we will work to attain that goal. And with that, Ms. McCullum.
Thank you, Congresswoman Lee. A couple of things. Thank you for your testimony. I learned something new about states and their home National Guard when I meet members and we talk about it. And so I noticed that Nevada, which is, I would consider a very landlocked state, has reached out to the Pacific. So, so your guardsmen and women get not only training and help train some of our partners, but they also get to experience a different culture and a different way of life when they do that as well. The firefighting is really important. That's done there too. I was a little taken back when I read that the Nevada's defense, another gem in Nevada's defense, is the Naval Air Station Fallon.
In Fallon, yeah, yes.
So I'm sure the Navy had a good reason for locating it in Nevada. It's a training station, so I understand how important it is to have the spaces to do the training and that. But that is a piece of trivia I'm going to keep with me, that you do naval training in Nevada. So thank you for your testimony.
Thank you. Thank you for the time.
There's a lot of desert.
That's right. That's exactly what it is.
All right, well, before we conclude, I want to thank the members again for testifying for the subcommittee today. Your input is vital as we move forward with the fiscal year 24 appropriations process. We look forward to everyone's support as we move this process forward. At this time, I recognize our distinguished ranking member, Ms. McCollum, for any closing remarks.
Thank you for providing this opportunity once again for members to come forward and speak to the committee about priorities important to them. Thank you.
Thank you, and this concludes today's hearing. Subcommittee stands.